the first rematch of the 2025 Hockey East Championship. The losing team is on track to get back. The defending champions, on the other hand, need some wins to get their season back on track. Welcome to the Black Bear pregame show presented by Hammond Lumber Company, a fourth-generation family-owned company with 34 locations and over 1,200 employees across Maine and New Hampshire. For more information, stop in or visit them online at hammondlumber.com. From our Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth alongside my broadcast partner Mike Toole and our rink reporter tonight, Jonah Smith, I'm Jeff Mannix. Mike, this is the first time Maine and UConn have gotten together since the Hockey East Championship, but definitely different trajectories coming in.
Yeah, for sure. Maine struggling with that consistency that we talk about. UConn flying high. They're a tough team. Up and down the lineup, balanced scoring. These teams know each other very well. This is a big test for Maine here tonight.
It is, and let's get to our player spotlight. It is presented by Oakhurst Dairy. Try Oakhurst Blackberry flavored milk, available now and for a limited time only. Maine made, Bear approved. Find it in stores today. For UConn, it's the guy who scored 4 goals here at Alfond Arena in a game last year. That is Joey Muldowney.
Yeah, he's a bear killer, that's for sure. He's a pure goal scorer. He finds the soft areas in the defensive coverage, has a quick release, can score off rebounds, cross-ice feeds, as well as off the rush. He's got great speed in transition, uses his quick acceleration and edge work to create separation, and it's his competitive motor that stands out. And I would look for high shot volume from him, and Maine will have to be aware of him, especially when the game is on the line, Jeff.
And for Maine, it is their alternate captain, junior defenseman, who seems to do nothing but score filthy goals. That's Frank Jurasevich.
Yeah, he's one of the most complete, reliable two-way defensemen in the conference. He's a great combination of defensive IQ, shot blocking, playmaking, logs heavy minutes against other teams' top lines. He's not flashy, but he's efficient, and he makes that first pass out of the D zone, which is so important, keeps plays alive at the offensive blue line, and is capable of scoring with his hard and accurate shot.
And our keys to the game are presented by Quirk Hyundai in Bangor. There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Visit QuirkHyundaiofBangor.com today.
First of all, it is whiteout night, so that's traditionally one of the loudest home environments that we'll have all season. So you want to leverage that crowd intensity. Important to get the crowd behind you early. Secondly, turn up that shot volume. Maine leads Hockey East in shot attempts with over 67 per game. It's important to sustain that pressure to put pucks on net. And then lastly, create net front chaos. Not enough to just get pucks on net. You've got to create some traffic. Maine scores at a top-tier pace, but it's the willingness to do the dirty work by getting to the net and creating havoc in front of Tyler Muzelik that can be the difference in this hockey game.
Maine and UConn kick off a Valentine's weekend series at Alfond. It's Hockey East on ESPN+. It's the first get-together this season of last year's Hockey East Championship finalists, the 11th-ranked UConn Huskies and the Maine Black Bears. Tonight's uniform report is presented by UniFirst, proud supplier of uniforms to the University of Maine and businesses throughout the state for over 50 years. Maine wears the home whites tonight on whiteout night at Alfond Arena with the navy blue and light blue trim, their main script on the front, white helmets and blue pants. UConn wears the familiar dark navy uniforms with white numbers and letters trimmed in red. UConn emblazoned across the front of their uniform. Our starters are presented by Martin Surplus and Salvage with 13 locations throughout Maine. You'll never have to say, I should have bought it when I saw it at Martin's. For Maine, across the front, left to right, Will Gerrois, Oscar Komarov, and Thomas Pichette. The defense pairing, Jeremy Langlois and Frank Jurasevich. In goal, Matis Russo. 10 games played, 4-4 record, 2.81 goals against average, .891 save percentage, and 1 shutout. For UConn, across the front, left to right, it's Jake Percival, Tabor Heaslip, and Tristan Fraser. The defensive pairing, Tom Messinio and Kai Janvaria. In goal, the senior Tyler Muzelik, 23 games played, a 15-5-3 record, 2.06 goals against, .931 save percentage, and 2 shutouts. Our opening face-off brought to you by Maine Trailer, the official trailer and storage container company of the Black Bears, as Matis Russo makes our first save.
These eyes don't give you a lot of room, and Maine, as they get the puck out of the zone, they're able to do so, but quickly they're swarmed by UConn, and nice pass there by Percival. Tristan Fraser gets the first shot on goal. Good quality scoring chance from the right wing circle.
And a quick shot right off the draw that Rousseau has to flare the right pad out to make the save on. So UConn goes to work once again here as it's sent around the boards. Messinio trying to keep the puck in, couldn't do so, but UConn reloads quickly. Percival sends in, and they'll get their first change of the game. Brandon Holt hands off to Lucas Peterson. As Maine looks to start a breakout from behind its own goal in the opening minute. Brandon Holt, the captain, rims it around. And that one ends up behind the goal line. Picked back up and sent ahead to Ryan Tattle. Tattle with some speed, tries to get through Chabrier. He can't. It's fallen down. Chabrier ended up blocking the Joey Muldowney shot as he walked right into that. UConn in possession again.
Sorry, Jeff. Just tremendous speed through the neutral zone. They attack the blue line. They put pressure on the defense. Chabrier falls down, but like you said, he is able to block that shot miraculously. Keep the puck out of the net, but so far it's been pretty much all UConn in this forechecking pressure that they employ. Really hard for Maine to adjust to. They're going to have to move the puck quickly.
Icing washed out there as the pass missed Friel. With the puck now, Brendan Dunphy, big freshman defenseman, a Florida Panthers draft pick, sent up ahead, and here comes Shahan into the zone, and we're going to get an early penalty against Maine. Touch up by Langlois. And a hook is the indication.
Yeah, I think this is Frank Jurasevich. He reached in on Murtagh, got the stick in there, and this is not the start that Maine was looking for. They'll have to defend.
Maine number 7, 2-minute minor hooking.
Referees tonight are Alex Berard and Stephen Rouillard. Trevor Desbennett and Jeff McCorkle. The linesman tonight is assigned by Hockey
Yeah,
East.
correction, this is Langlois reaching in. We only had one hand on the stick. Maybe, boy, that's a tough call. Yeah, boy, I mean, you get that stick in there parallel to the ice, on the player's hands, whether you have two hands on your stick or not, you're likely to get a hooking penalty. That time, that's the call, and so Maine will have to defend the first power play opportunity of the night for UConn.
UConn's power play 17 for 77 this season. That's 22.1%. Maine 78.5% on the kill, 84 of 107. And another penalty against the Black Bears. They'll go 2 men short for 1:49.
Well, this is Jurasevich. He reaches in and takes the skates out from under him, and got to get the tripping call with a lot of time left on that first penalty, 1:49. Let's see if we get another look at it. Down the right wing corner, and Jurasevich reaches in. Right there, and he takes down Ethan Whitcomb. Easy call for the ref standing right in front of it, and now this is a tough sequence for Maine. A lot of 5-on-3 time here.
So the killers for the Black Bears are Fowler, Holt, and Yuzero to start the 5-on-3. Yuzero can't get it out. That's Ethan Whitcomb, right point. Trey Scott, top of the slot. They'll set up Muldowney. Badak down low, off the post that time by Jake Richard.
Tried to go short side, get that first post, that near side post. Terrific shot by Richard.
Saved by Rousseau on Muldowney. Maine looks to clear, can't yet, and now it will get out of the zone. Richard right back in. Whitcomb, right point. Tattle, top of the circles. One-timer Whitcomb, looks like it was blocked. Whitcomb again. Ryan Tattle. Make that Muldowney. It's Scott now. Trey Scott back to Muldowney. Scott, right circle, wrister, blocked by Fowler. Up in the air, Scott gives to Tattle. Ryan Tattle. And again, Scott. And here's Whitcomb. Tattle. Shot redirects wide. Back out front. Rousseau able to smother the loose puck.
Yeah, good job there by Rousseau. You want whistles. Those guys have been out there for quite a while. This is a chance for Maine to change up, but Brandon Holt blocks this shot. See him kind of shake his hand. Might have got a piece of it with his glove. Seems to be okay, but he was without a stick there momentarily as it shattered, probably on that block shot. And Maine is just trying to weather this storm. Still 41 seconds left on the 5-on-3.
Holt back out on the kill again, this time with Lucas Peterson and Max Scott. second power play unit on for Coach Mike Kavanaugh's Huskies. Janvaria, the puck blew up on him. It's intercepted and sent down by Max Scott.
Yeah, smart play, Scott. Just send it down ice. Don't try to make a play that isn't there. He's 1 against 2, so Max Scott got into the passing lane and completed the clear.
Shahan gets it in now. Alexandre Blais to Janvaria. Shahan right circle. That one hit his own man. A little friendly fire that time for Ethan Gardula. Janvaria finds Blais. Back to Janvaria. They work to Shahan. Goes behind the goal line. Back out front. Rousseau able to cut off the pass intended at the far post for Carlin Dezane.
Well, this is what teams try to do when you're 5-on-3. You try to shorten the offensive zone, so you see Janvaria come right down to just about the top of the face-off circles. They work that triangle back and forth. You see Janvaria come down here, and there's the shot by Blais as it comes in on Rousseau, and he's able to hang on as Brandon Holt just punishes Dezane off that weak side post and prevent him from getting a stick on that loose puck.
And with that, the first penalty's over. 10 on Langlois, 10 more on the Jurasevich penalty. Viking Gustafsson Nyberg to Heaslip. That doesn't get through, but that hobbles Loic Usero. Behind the goal line as Jurasevich steps out of the box, and Maine successfully kills a minute 49 of 5-on-3 early in the game.
Well, let's see if they can draw some momentum from that. A lot of times if you can do that, that gives your team some life. But you see here, UConn quickly regroups and regains the offensive blue line.
Fraser gets it into the zone. Chabrier picks it up. Fowler skies it out to center. Scholey overskated a little bit, but Friel has it. He shoots, gloved and dropped by Muslik. That one played back to neutral ice. Jurasevich recollects for Maine. Sent back in again by Jeremy Langlois. First to it is Dunphy for UConn. As the Black Bears possess the puck in the offensive zone. Langlois to Jurasevich. Frank Jurasevich shot through traffic. Muslik able to fight it off. And now Gustafsson Nyberg doesn't clear. Langlois back to the front. Russell to Scholey. It's blocked. Went right back to Russell, and he couldn't control the puck.
Well, Maine comes to life offensively after killing that 5-on-3, and starts with a good shot by Jurasevich. The right point, that found its way through. Maine is able to get the rebound. They work it around. Briefly there, they had Russell and Gerwa in front.
Brian Tattle shoots it in. He'll go grab it himself for the Huskies. Taken back by Jurasevich. Flipped to neutral ice. It bounds by Messinio, recovered by Janvaria. Intercepted by Miguel Marcus at the blue line. He fumbled it away. Peterson able to recover. Lucas Peterson. Now it's whipped around to Holt. Holt to Marcus, back to Holt. Holt shoots, and it hits bodies and deflects to the right circle. Picked up once again by Jake Richard. Janvaria run into by Miguel Marcus. Now not cleared yet by Richard. Good forecheck here by Maine. The extra forward Brock James on right now. Here's Richard. Tips that in. James retrieves. The Falmouth, Maine native gives to Holtz. Hopped over Lipinski's stick. Peterson sweeps at it. It's going to be an offside call here against the Huskies. That brings us to our first break in the action. 13:34 to go in the first. A big early kill for Maine, and it's scoreless. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Tonight's game sponsor here at Alfond Arena is Maine Trailer, the official trailer and storage container company of the Black Bears. And today's local business of the game, presented by the City of Old Town, is DTOT. The next time you're in town to cheer on the Black Bears, be sure to check out all the great local businesses in downtown Old Town.
Well, you're absolutely right about the forecheck for Maine, and they got a little bit of spark after killing off that 5-on-3. They went to work on the forecheck and got some results in getting the puck in on Muslik and get some good looks. Need a little bit more of that as the first period kind of gets to the middle of the session, and unofficially shots on goal favoring the UConn Huskies right now, 7-1.
Yeah, not surprising with 1:49 of 5-on-3 time early in the game. Should note too, Maine is missing its top goal scorer in the lineup tonight, Justin Poirier. He is day-to-day with an injury, so he is missing his first game of the season tonight. But Maine is about to get a power play.
Yeah, this is Ethan Whitcomb. He's going to get a contact to the head penalty, I believe. Yep, and it's going to be just a minor. But Maine will get their first power play opportunity of the night, a chance to assert themselves offensively.
And the Maine power play is brought to you by Versant Power, powering communities in northern and eastern Maine since 1924. The Black Bears are 17 of 94 this season for 18.1%. That one just missed on the tip by Max Scott. UConn 81% on 64 out of 79 on the kill for the season.
Clever play by Holt to get the puck to Scott in the bumper position, just a redirect. Just goes to the right of the cage.
Marcus's shot got redirected a couple times, last by Friel. It was stopped by Muslick. And now Maine has to regroup at center. Max Scott to Holt, now Josh Nadeau. He'd missed 4 games with an illness, got back in against Boston University a week ago tonight. Holtz gets that over to Marcus. This would be the spot where Poirier normally is on the power play. Nadeau got it through, loose puck, still loose in the crease. Tabor Heaslip pulls it out of there and clears it off glass.
Yeah, a lot to like about that play by Nadeau. He rotates to open ice, finds the lane to the net, gets it on net. Now Maine's got traffic. Rebound was there momentarily, but UConn able to clear.
Brandon Holtz gives the puck off to Sully Sholey as Maine changes on to the second power play unit. Sholey gives to Loic Usuro. Starting to get a lot more playing time for Ben Barr in the second half of the season, number 16 in white. Russell able to get it ahead to Sholey. Back behind the net, Gerrois. Usuro to Jurasevich. Jurasevich. Sholey, one-timer by Russell. The puck went up on edge. Gerrois able to win it back and keep possession. Jurasevich to Gerrois. Sholey out top, it's Usuro. Back to Sholey. Sholey shoots it. Save Muslick. Fought it off to the left corner.
Had an idea, had some open net, far side. Good look by Sholey.
Janvaria with a good clear there that kills off the remainder of the penalty to Ethan Whitcomb. Back to 5-on-5 we go, nearly half the first period played. Jurasevich had the puck on his stick a lot early for Maine. Jurasevich lugs it ahead, tipped into the zone by Pichette. Chased by Brock James. Pichette picks it up. Pichette behind the goal line, now it's James. Back out to Holt for the one-timer. It sticks to Muslick. Then he dropped it. It's loose. And Muslick able to get the whistle.
Wasn't sure where it was. Kind of dropped down between his pads. He had to reach back behind him to secure that thing as Maine scrambles for the loose puck. Get a look at it from above. They got players in front. That's Komarov. And then you see Pichette battling for body position. You see the puck squirt loose. And Muslick's able to reach behind him before anybody in the white sweater recognizes where it is.
That puck has been bouncing a little bit around Muslick. Looks like, at least so far in this game, trying to reacclimate himself to the Alfond ice again.
Well, it's like I said, I mean, the keys to the game. Get volume shots, and then you got to create chaos in front of them. That's the winning recipe. So far, Maine's done a pretty good job of that, especially on the power play, but 5-on-5 certainly capable of doing it, as you saw there.
Pichette tried to muscle it back to Holt at the blue line, too much on it, and it skips over his stick. Peterson back to Holt. Lucas Peterson with some open space, skates into the zone, full speed, shoots it, and just missed as he tried to pick the corner.
That's a well-placed shot. Knew what he was doing. He saw the open net there. Far side corner.
Good back check by Peterson to prevent a 2-on-1 there too. And now he took the puck from Whitcomb. Holt keeps it going down the kick plate to Fowler. But Whitcomb has it back behind the net for the Huskies. Taken away from him by Lucas Peterson. He slipped back on it, shoots the odd angle shot, might have gotten the side of the net. Komarov lifts it off glass. Glove down at center by Trey Scott for UConn. Maine might have had too many there at the change. They get away with it. And played back out there by Jurasevich. Nadeau able to jam it back to neutral ice. Max Scott finds Fowler. Fowler out wide, shoots it. The rebound left by Muslik, but cleared by Heaslip. And now the puck makes it onto the protective netting in front of the balcony. We've got another break in the action. 9:32 left in the first period. 0-0 in this 2025 Hockey East Championship rematch. This is Hockey East on ESPN+.
Welcome back to Alfond Arena. If you're a fan of one of these two teams, you'll certainly remember that they played 4 closely contested contests last season, culminating in a conference championship matchup. The Huskies took 2 of the 3 regular season games before these two foes would meet again in the Hockey East title game at TD Garden. In the end, it was Maine hoisting the hardware behind a 5-2 victory, winning the Lamoriello Trophy for the first time in 21 years. Both teams would advance to the NCAA tournament, meeting the same fate as they were each eliminated by Penn State. Since then, it's been a tremendous rise to the top of the conference for UConn. Meanwhile, the Black Bears are outside of the top 20 national poll for the first time since 2023, breaking a streak of 66 consecutive polls in which they were ranked. Back to you, team.
Thank you very much. That is the newest member of our Rink Reporter team, Jonah Smith. Thanks so much for that. Happy to have Jonah on board. The Maine Black Bears, nice to see some of those Hockey East Championship highlights from last season there as well.
Yeah, nice little trip down memory lane. I was there doing radio with John Shields. It was a lot of fun, and really, Maine fans really took over the Garden. It was incredible. A lot of white sweaters with the blaze orange caps. It's a sight to behold.
Yeah, it was Josh Nadeau. He's actually the only player left from this Black Bear team who scored a goal in that Hockey East Championship. The other 4 goals all scored by players who've moved on. Lyndon Breen, who's now in the ECHL with the South Carolina Stingrays. Harrison Scott, Max's older brother, who's now with the Texas Stars of the AHL. And 2 by Taylor McCarr, the younger brother, of course, of Cale McCarr, who's now representing the Canadians at the Olympics. Taylor, though, split the season between the Colorado Eagles of the AHL and their top affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche. He's gotten into 12 NHL games with the Avs this year. Fowler sends the puck off the outside of the goal. Ryan Tattle has it back again for the Huskies. He flipped it in, and they're going to wash out the icing there at the last second. Fowler put it on the stick of Muldowney. Fowler able to seal the boards up, though, but Tattle took it away. Tattle to Muldowney, hops his stick. Alain Samaki back to Muldowney. You can see his good shot there. Rousseau did a good job to get a glove on it.
Well, that whole sequence was because the puck turned over. You want to put it on the stick of an opponent. You don't want to do that sort of thing, and it went right to Muldowney, who goes right to work. They get it to the net front and force Rousseau to make another save. Down the other end, you had a couple of good chances. First of all, the shot by Fowler from the left wing corner prior to the whistle and the face-off. That was very purposeful, and looked like Muslik had a little bit of trouble with it. And then you had a good chance off the face-off by Josh Nadeau. So Maine getting some chances. They've almost evened up the shots on goal. It's now 8-6 favoring UConn, but Maine has come to life a little bit offensively.
Yuzero ahead to Anthony Calafieri in the lineup tonight for the first time in a few games. Marcus shoots deep. Calafieri loses an edge and falls down as UConn takes the puck back over. That's Alexandre Blais, an Anaheim Ducks draftee. His shot, or his pass, a little too far for Dezane, and it's icing against UConn. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. We're here to support your goals, your journey, and what matters most to you. Visit Bangor.com or stop by to experience banking with heart. Bangor Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We had a shot there of Yuzero prior to this face-off, and Coach says he's really happy with his development. He's really come along in the second half of the season, as you would expect a sophomore freshman to do, I should say. And he's really asserting himself. But it looks like Maine's going to pick up a penalty here. This is Marcus. This is going to be boarding at the very least. And Maine has to hope that it isn't worse than that. We'll see what the call is.
So it is a minor for boarding. I do wonder if the UConn coaching staff, though, may think about trying to challenge for an upgrade.
Yeah, well, he was able to brace himself, so he didn't have head contact with the board. So they got that going for him. But you put yourself in serious jeopardy making those kinds of hits along the wall, especially from that distance out. You pitch the guy forward, you're susceptible to picking up a major, and that time they avoided it. It's only a minor, but UConn's third power play opportunity of the night.
Brandon Holt clears the puck after the D-zone face-off victory. UConn has its top power play unit on. Scott to Tattle for the zone entry. And it's Scott to pick it back up. Trey Scott, sophomore defenseman for UConn. Behind the net to Whitcomb. Holt puts a body on him and takes the puck, finds Jurasevich. Thomas Friel clears.
Yeah, good puck support. Just get it up the wall. Thomas Friel knows exactly what to do. He took a look before he got to the puck. He knew there was a gap between the two defenders. Out at the blue line, just send it 200 feet.
In comes Tattle. Gives that to Whitcomb. Scott, Muldowney. Whitcomb back to Muldowney. Settles it. And tried to find Tattle in front. Now Richard. Ryan Tattle in the corner, intercepted, not enough on it to get it out, at least on the first attempt by Usero. Russell takes care of it. Time ticking down on the Miguel Marcus boarding penalty. UConn with its second power play unit on now. Gardula, one of their 2 goal scorers last time out a week ago tonight at Northeastern. A 2-0 win at Bentley University. One of the many home away from homes for Northeastern now with Matthews Arena closed.
Pretty goal too. Right at the net front, just chipped it up over the goaltender. Talk about net drive all the time. We talk about getting pucks to the net. That was just a well-executed play from the left wing corner, right up to Gardula. I was watching it as I'm studying UConn, and it was an impressive play.
It was Whitcomb who set that goal up. As Caden Shahan had the chance there, but Maine with the good back check, allowing Mathis Rousseau to get a whistle.
Well, they have production up and down this lineup. They're so well balanced that even your third and fourth lines are dangerous. So you don't really get much of a break against these guys. Not like you can see their third or fourth line out there and think, okay, well, we got these guys, because that's going to get you in trouble.
Usero up ahead. Friel is going to get to the puck first, but there are 2 defensemen back. A good hit laid by Alexandre Blais. Friel trying to win the puck back. UConn kind of fumbling it here behind the goal line, but finally Gustafsson Nyberg took it over. Blais to Percival. Maine successfully kills off another UConn power play. Now 3 for 3 on the kill are the Black Bears here in the first 14 minutes. Komarov trying to win the puck from Heaslip. Tied up in the snow next to the benches. And now UConn is in offside. And we've got yet another break in the action. 5:52 left of the first. Maine and UConn are scoreless. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Let's Go Black Bears IPA from Orono Brewing Company is the official beer of Black Bear Nation. Fill your steins with pride because a portion of all sales gets donated back to Maine Athletics. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Renewal by Anderson, the official replacement window and door company of the Black Bears. And Dean's Detailing has been Maine's auto detailing leader since 1971. Renew your vehicle's appearance, protect your investment, and enjoy the ride. Book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. 5:52 to go, first period. We're coming to you from the Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth alongside Mike Toole and our rink reporter, Jonah Smith. I'm Jeff Mannix. UConn Huskies ranked 11th in the country. Maine Black Bears unranked for the first time since the October 23rd, 2023 U.S. College Hockey Online poll. It had been a 65 poll run in the top 20 until the loss at BU knocked them from number 18 to just outside the top 20. And losing the handle on it was Tristan Fraser. Maine able to get the puck back out.
Heavy work there by Langlois on the right wing corner. And was able to get that puck away from him. Maine's able to clear it.
Thomas Pichette chips the puck into the zone, but it's Elaine Samaki to it ahead of Komarov. Fraser to Jake Percival, the Connecticut native. Shoots the puck in, but it's Holt there to get it first as the rest of the forwards were changing out. Holt gets it back from his D partner Peterson. Brandon Holt, senior co-captain from Grand Forks, North Dakota, to Owen Fowler, transfer from UMass Lowell. Fowler gets it back from Nadeau. Hard pass, didn't find anyone. Now chipped around that time by Owen Simpson, and that is enough to get it out. It'll roll on edge all the way down. No icing on the play. Under 4.5 minutes left, first period. Shots are favoring UConn at the moment, 9-6. It's still scoreless. Connecticut has had 3 power play opportunities already, including a minute 49 of 5-on-3, and have yet to cash in as Maine now ices the puck.
Yeah, it's Lucas Peterson airmails it down the ice. Kind of wondering what he was thinking there. He had a winger up at the red line, but puck's not in an area where you can do anything with it. You really only just got to get a piece of it if you can get over the red line, but not exactly a purposeful breakout pass, if you know what I mean.
So the draw placed to the left of Rousseau. Holt picks it up off the Max Scott face-off win. Dunphy sends ahead and missed Whitcomb on the bank. That's icing now against UConn. This broadcast is brought to you in part by University Credit Union, where Black Bears bank, and they want to know, how do you see you? Open your UCU account today at ucumaine.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Lipinski able to win the puck back to Chabrier, who shot it, but Shahan the block. And Trey Scott shoots it out for the Huskies. Marcus sends back in for the Black Bears. It's Whitcomb. Tried to gain the line. Good job by Lipinski to pick his pocket. As Lipinski can't get through the check of Janvaria. Gardula enters the zone. It pops back to Lipinski. He's shoved off it that time by Murtagh, and then Maine takes the puck back. Janvaria in his own zone. Goes behind the net. Still forechecked by Marcus. Messinio up to the red. Tom Messinio enters the offensive zone. Langlois picks it up. Up to the blue line for Charlie Russell. Messinio goes D to Janvaria. Long pass, makes it to Shahan, and he will find Dezane. Tried the tricky pass and lost the handle. Anthony Elaine Samaki, also an Anaheim Ducks draft pick. Cleared it out, shot right back in by Friel. Gustafsson Nyberg with the puck. Viking Gustafsson Nyberg, one of the best college hockey names there is right now. Shoots that down ice, but Maine quickly wins the puck back.
Certainly one of the longest.
That it is.
That's a mouthful. And he's a handful.
That he is. A big man at 6'6", 225. A transfer from Northern Michigan, his second year at UConn. He wears number 6 in the dark navy. UConn with the puck now. Percival able to bank that up ahead to Fraser, but Peterson has it back. Shot in by Will Gerrois. Komarov gets to it first. Tried to get it in front for Pichette, but didn't make enough contact. Holt shoots it. That one missed. And it'll bank all the way back down to the Maine blue line. Peterson up over the red, weaves through neutral ice and back into the UConn end. Peterson didn't have anybody on the far post.
Yeah, we went outside, inside. Got good inside position against Trey Scott, excuse me, and had a good chance there in prime scoring ice.
And it's Peterson faking a drive, moving around the first forechecker. Peterson down low, it was in Pichette's skates, he couldn't get it. Musialik was sprawled but made the save on Giroux. Holt holds in and tries. That one pinballs around and no one can get a shot off for Maine. Peterson deflects the long pass ahead for Richard to prevent a chance.
We talk about this line a lot, the Komarov line with Giroux and Pichette. Great sequence. Terrific forechecking. They play the low-high game back out to the point. Holt gets the shot in. That line has been Maine's most consistent. As you look at Lucas Peterson there, goes inside, outside. Now he's going to put it on net. He's going to find Pichette in front. Unfortunately, it's in his feet, like you mentioned, Jeff. Giroux with the putback. Comes back out to the point. I believe Holt got another shot after that. So good sequence there for that formerly fourth line, now the top line. And this is Coach Barr's way of rewarding guys that play the formula, play what Maine hockey is supposed to be, which is
and a score off the draw. It's Joey Muldowney. Boy, does he love playing at Alphond. He scores to make it 1-0 UConn with 1:03 to go in the first.
Yeah, right off the face-off, a clean win, goes far side. Fools Russo. Let's see it again and see how much of a look he got at this. He was not set. It seemed to surprise him. There's Russo. He's at the top of his crease. Yeah. Well-placed shot. I mean, there's not a lot of to shoot at from that angle. But he just tucked it inside the far post, puts UConn up on top. 1-0 with 1:03 left in the period. You hate to see those goals scored late in the period. They're killers because you don't have a lot of time to respond before you have to go in the dressing room.
Joey Muldowney, a 6th-round draft pick of the San Jose Sharks in 2022 with his 14th goal of the season. Now Scholey out front. Russell got denied by Musialik as the puck ended up to the right corner, and UConn says, let's get it out, anywhere will do, as they ice it.
Well, good chance for a response there as Charlie Russell is on the net drive. The puck is at his feet. He tries to chip this puck past Musialik. Unable to do so, but Maine does everything they can to respond with what little time there is left in the period. 43.6 left. Offensive draw. Looks like Sully Scholey will take that.
Out there with Friel, Russell, Jurasevich, and Langlois for Maine. Draw to the right of Musialik. It's Langlois through traffic. That one tipped just high by Scholey. Russell shielding it in the right corner. Whitcomb takes it over. Jurasevich pinches to try to keep that alive. He got it out front. Nobody could redirect it on net. Holtz knocked off the puck, make that Friel. And now out with it comes UConn's Mike Murtagh. Langlois behind the net. Time for one more rush in the period for Maine. Russell into the zone, hit by Gustafsson Nyberg. Alain Samaki off the boards for Fraser. Fraser comes out. UConn might have time. He tried to get it in front, cut off by Yuzuro, and the horn sounds to end the period as a few players exchange some pleasantries at the end of the frame.
Yeah, Fraser and Fowler get into it a little bit at the end as Fraser took some liberty as the period wound down and the whistle sounded. But so unfortunately, Maine gave up the goal at the very end with 1:03 left. As I said, not a lot of chance to respond, but you know, they survived some self-inflicted wounds. You know, the 5-on-3 right off the bat. They seemed to come to life offensively after that, and they landed a few punches in that period. But they go into the dressing room down 1-0.
That they do. Joey Muldowney scores the goal. He had a 4-goal game at Alphond in January of last year. and he opens the scoring once again as the San Jose Sharks have to be really happy with the way that he has, over the last couple of years, really taken to scoring goals. And right now, Jonah Smith is on the ice with UConn's goal scorer, Joey Muldowney.
Thanks, Jeff. Joey, you scored a beauty of a goal on the face-off late in the period there. Walk me through that sequence.
Yeah, I think I just saw the puck sitting there. I think it was kind of not a drawn-up play. The puck was sitting there, and I just got a hand of it and tried to just get on net, honestly. So.
You play on one of the most feared forward lines in college hockey. Can you speak to the chemistry that you have with your line mates that allows you to play so dominant?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's just off-ice stuff. It's easy when you're hanging out with them every day and you guys are, not necessarily even talking hockey, just being around each other, being brothers. And so I think it's pretty easy when we go out and practice, and it translates over into games and practice.
You went off in this barn last year. You already have a goal tonight. What's so special to you about playing in the Alfond?
What's not special about this place, to be honest? I mean, it's got to be special for those guys that get to play here every game. But coming in here as a guy that's hated by the crowd, you kind of feed off of it. And as an athlete, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to it, you just got to love it, right?
Thanks, Joey. Rest up.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jonah. After one period, the UConn Huskies lead the Maine Black Bears by a score of 1-0. Our Bangor Savings Bank intermission report begins next. You're watching Hockey East on ESPN+. The UConn Huskies score late in the first period to take the lead to the dressing room. After 20 minutes, it's 1-0 for UConn. Our first intermission report is brought to you by Bangor Savings Bank. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. We're here to support your goals, your journey, and what matters most to you. Visit Bangor.com or stop by to experience banking with heart. Bangor Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We welcome you back into our Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth. I'm Jeff Mannix, and tonight's game sponsor here at Alfond Arena is Maine Trailer, and we're joined by their operations director, Rick Hathaway. Rick, thanks for being here. How are you?
Thanks for having me. Good, very good.
Very good. Obviously, you guys do an awful lot here with University of Maine Athletics. What sorts of partnerships do you have, et cetera?
So we're a trailer and container supplier for the university, and you'll see our office trailers up here, our storage trailers, containers, everything up here.
Yeah, absolutely, and I do see them quite a bit of different places. For folks who aren't familiar with Maine Trailer, what is it that you guys do? What services do you provide?
Yeah, so we're a company located in Hamden, Maine. We're a container trailer supplier for the sales, rentals, along with our parts and service and registration business.
Very good. And, obviously this partnership with the University of Maine Black Bears has been going on for a little while. What makes it important for Maine Trailer to partner with the Black Bears?
Well, grew up here. So
yeah.
Grew up with Maine hockey and the, legend of Sean Walsh and Paul Cree and all them. So when we reached out to them and, explored the opportunity to have a partnership, it just made sense. Maine business supporting a Maine College.
Absolutely. And what's the experience like for everybody from Maine Trailer here at the rink tonight?
Oh, it's been great. Having the majority of our employees here, in the Dexter Lounge beforehand, and now enjoying a great hockey game.
Awesome. Very good. And for folks who maybe might need a little trailer or storage container help themselves, how do they get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, so we're online, maintrailer.com or mainconnex.com, or we're located in Hamden on 101 Colebrook Road, and then 840 Washington Street in Auburn as well.
All right, very good. Rick Hathaway, once again, is the operations manager of Maine Trailer, tonight's game sponsor here at Alfond Arena. When we come back, Mike Toole will rejoin me, and we'll see the first period highlights and stats. Maine trails UConn 1-0. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. UConn leads Maine 1-0 through one period of play at Alfond Arena as we continue on our Bangor Savings Bank intermission report. Mike Toole is back with me now in our Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth. Mike, a good period for Maine. killed 3 penalties, but give up 1 late in the period.
Yeah, really survived that 5-on-3. Did a good job killing it. A couple of good opportunities off that, but no damage done. Their offense came to life as that period went on, but they gave up that tough goal at the very end of the period, which you hate to see. Pretty even period, although shots favor UConn a little bit in that period. Quality scoring opportunities a little bit in favor of UConn. I calculated at 8-4. But a lot to like about Maine when they get into that forechecking game, which they're known for. They can do some damage, but we saw it at the other end as well.
Let's look at our first period highlights in this one. And Maine took 2 very, very quick penalties and had to kill off a 5-on-3 that lasted 1:49.
Yeah, a lot of time to kill that off. You see the slip up there by Chabrier. He falls down, but actually blocks the shot by Joey Muldowney. Then they go to work on the 5-on-3, and you see their short side. Nice attempt there by Richard. The puck bounces around. Russo's trying to get a handle on it. Finally does. They're able to secure it, and they go right back to work on the 5-on-3. Again, working it around from the left elbow. And Russo's able to equal, he's equal to the task. Maine goes to work offensively. Good opportunity there by Scholey. They got net front presence. They got pucks to the net. There's Max Scott battling for body position. You see a loose puck there. They're not able to find the handle on it. Again, it comes in on net, and Muselik he makes the initial save. The puck pops out behind him, and they're trying to get a handle on it. Unable to do it. This is Owen Fowler. This is a very purposeful shot from the left wing corner in a way that Muselik can't handle it cleanly. This is Lucas Peterson gets it to the net front. Pachette's in his feet, but Giroir with the putback. Brandon Holt, as he's done all season and all night long, just wires pucks to the front of the net. And then this is the killer right at the end of the period. 1:03 left, right off the faceoff. Joey Muldowney, loose puck, steps into it, wires it far side, just inside that far side post. Russo's unable to catch up to it, and that's where we stand at 1-0 after 1.
There's our stats through 1 period. Maine, the better of attempted shots, but UConn blocking an awful lot of them again. We talked about the defensive prowess of this Huskies team.
Yeah, that's just sheer work and determination, the willingness to do the hard work, and that was on full display in that period. 11 block shots, like you said, Jeff. They had the advantage in terms of quality scoring chances that got through on Russo or to Muselik. And by my count, 8-4. But it was a pretty even period. Maybe favors UConn a little bit in terms of time of possession in the offensive zone, and you see the result as it favors UConn 1-0 after 1.
Second period face-off is next as the Huskies lead the Black Bears 1-0. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Hockey East on ESPN+, a rematch of the 2025 Hockey East Championship game has the runners-up leading the defending champions through 20 minutes here at Alfond Arena. The UConn Huskies on top of the Maine Black Bears, 1-0. Our second period opening face-off is brought to you by Maine Trailer, the official trailer and storage container company of the Black Bears. Komarov against Heaslip. On the face-off here, UConn's captain against a Maine sophomore. Underway in the second period as Messinio goes back into his end to retrieve it as the teams do switch ends here in the second period. And now the Huskies commit an icing, only 11 seconds into the middle frame.
Well, if you're Maine, you want to reestablish yourself offensively in the early stages of this second period. And be great to even this hockey game up, but I think first of all you really want to reestablish your skating game, your forecheck game, your puck possession game, all those things that when this team is playing well, it's in full evidence, and they're very effective when they get going.
Langlois tried to get it through the maze and could not do so. Messinio chips to Heaslip, sends ahead, and it does get ticked out by Tristan Fraser all the way down. No call on icing there, so play continues. Giroir couldn't get it out, and now it is Pichette to pitchfork it out on the backhand. Gustafsson Nyberg takes the puck back. And up ahead now, Percival looking for Tattle, finds Muldowney, and it's fought off with the blocker there by Rousseau, and it went onto the netting just above the glass, so we get the whistle.
What a beautiful touch pass by Tattle in the neutral zone to a full-on speeding Muldowney. See that? Just touch pass and then tries to go far side, about medium height, blocker side, misses the net, but man, that was well set up.
Well, Joey Muldowney told us about how close he is with his line mates after the first period. Jake Richard and Ryan Tattle, they've been together really since last season as a line for Coach Mike Cavanaugh, and spend a lot of their time off the ice together as well. Two juniors and a senior. Richard and Muldowney are juniors, Tattle a senior. And it's Muldowney to shoot it back in again. Brendan Holt is to it first and absorbs the check. Max Scott gave it away to Richard. Richard out front. Holt deflected the pass intended for Muldowney. Maine comes out 2-on-2 as Peterson, rushing to the goal line, tried to get it out front for Scott, but misangled the pass. And now Yuzero goes back into his own end to get it. Friel back to Yuzero. Loic Yuzero, right side, or left side rather, sent it to the right. No one in white driving the net. Here is Yuzero again, but it's Richard to tip that ahead, and it's backhanded in by Ethan Gardula. Friel tying him up, allowing Yuzero to take the puck back. Out with it comes Brendan Chambrier. He shoots in. Muslik handles behind his net. And Chambrier tried to shoot it, but whiffed on the puck. Back the other way, Mike Murtagh tried to center for Whitcomb, and then Murtagh, after he'd been dispossessed, takes down Langlois and takes a penalty.
Now Murtagh's not going to like this call, I can tell you that. Kind of a reaction. Gets the stick in on Langlois, takes him down.
UConn number 26, 2-minute minor hooking.
If we get another look at it, you'll see, but referee's right there. He's going to call this hooking. And watch as Langlois goes back for the puck. Yeah, we don't get a good look at it. But second power play opportunity of the night for Maine. Chance to tie this hockey game.
And that power play for the Black Bears is brought to you by Versant Power, powering communities in northern and eastern Maine since 1924. You know, for one so far, the top unit for the night with Scott, Friel, Marcus, Nadeau, and Holtz. Nadeau to Marcus. Again, taking the spot of Justin Poirier on this top power play, who's not in the lineup tonight due to injury. Nadeau to Holt, one-timer just missed. Marcus caught it off the boards. Rims it back to Nadeau. Josh Nadeau. Down low for Marcus, he shoots it. That one's stopped though by Muslik. Good position save, and it's cleared out by Heaslip.
Tried to go far side high. Muslik had that pretty well shut off. Maine not really getting a lot of rotation. You've got to move that puck. You've got to force switches out high. You've got to create some confusion, get them out of their structure. Maine a little bit static on that power play.
Max Scott into the offensive zone. Gets it across, Marcus. The bounce off the glass, tried to get it to the point for Holt. Muldowney got a stick on it, and now Muldowney takes the puck. Might be a shorthanded chance, but Friel dove to prevent the breakaway for Tattle. Maine tries to come back in, but it squirts back out to center.
Yeah, great play by Friel. Now you got to kind of settle the puck and get back into the offensive zone, get into your setup if UConn will even allow it.
Gerrois gives the puck to Marcus. Yuzero out top. Marcus shot. That one missed to the short side. Nadeau. Yuzero. Back to Nadeau. Josh Nadeau to his forehand. He shoots. It stopped. Rebounds loose. Muslik another save. And he'll smother.
Well, Josh Nadeau holds the puck. He's going to rotate to his right. He's looking for a lane to open up. He knows he's got some bodies in front, but he's got to get it past the first forechecker. Watch as he goes to the middle of the ice, sees it, and then he just rips it. And Muslik's not able to handle it cleanly, which is what you're hoping for. And Maine is trying to pounce on that loose puck, but Muselik gets to it first.
Will Gerrois had the follow-up opportunity that eventually led to the stoppage in play. Paying the price for it too, as he was buried by Messinio. Gerrois gets the puck back. Jurasevich, only 15 seconds left in the Versant power play. Charlie Russell able to get it into the zone. Yuzero keeps it there. Loic Yuzero behind for Charlie Russell. He falls down. The penalty comes to an end. Percival is able to send it up ahead as Murtagh stepped out of the box but couldn't handle that long pass. Russell left it at the blue line. It's delayed offside, and now we get the whistle with 15:20 to go in the second.
Well, decent power play by Maine. They got a couple of chances. But like I said before, not quite enough offensive rotation where you get people out of that structure. The only guy that's able to do it is Josh Nadeau, but he's very patient with the puck. Gets it into a good shooting position and force Muselik to handle that puck and force him to make saves. And hopefully he doesn't handle it cleanly is the whole game plan there.
Chabrier's shot, blocker save, Muselik. And now Shahan coming out with it. Shahan gains the blue line and flips deep. Pichette is to it first for Maine. James knocked down by Janvaria. And it's Pichette coming away with the puck, but it's turned over that time to Dezane. Now Shahan didn't get a stick on the puck. Maine comes out with it. Oscar Komarov bumped off it by Messinio, sent ahead but not handled by Dezane on his way off the ice.
Jeff, tough play by Messinio. Just stands up. Komarov at the offensive blue line comes away with the puck himself, so he gets body and puck.
Tipped off a UConn stick, and it ends up deep in the Maine zone. UConn trying to get it out. Whitcomb can't do it yet. Trey Scott does. Collected again at the Maine blue by Peterson. UConn gets it right back out. They want to get on the attack as Gardula sends deeper for Murtagh. Mike Murtagh. And now it is Gustafsson Nyberg. The shot there by Murtagh is stopped by Rousseau. Gustafsson Nyberg denied on the block by Anthony Calafieri. Marcus gets it ahead, but it's Gustafsson Nyberg to pick it back up. Again, it's Gardula sending in, sticked aside by Rousseau. Trey Scott, wrist shot, blocker save made there by Rousseau. Alain Samaki couldn't get it through. Muldowney, that's a great save that time on Richard by Rousseau. And now it's Tattle again. Muldowney, it skipped on him, and did he score? No, he did not. Play continues, and now Tattle misses the net. Muldowney with it again. Almost had his second of the night. Tries again. That one's off a stick and wide. Jake Richard out front. Muldowney, another save. Rousseau, and he dives on the puck.
Right now, Maine is in quicksand. The more they struggle, the harder it becomes. And we're going to get another look at this, I hope, because I thought for a second it hit the middle pipe, but must have hit the maybe the right post. Never went in, according to the referee.
We've got a break for now. 13:06 to go in the second. 1-0 UConn. It's Hockey East on ESPN+. It's still 1-0 UConn, but right before we left, this was awfully close to being 2-zip.
Well, it's blood in the water, as you can see. Yeah, hits that far post, stays out. Oh, man, that was close. But that line, Richard, Tattle, Muldowney, all around there like sharks circling the net here, and Rousseau's hanging on for dear life. Maine's trying to locate the puck so they can clear. Finally, Rousseau's able to hang on and get a whistle, but man, what a sequence for that top line. They are so dangerous, and they were just buzzing the Maine net.
Mathis Rousseau, who his teammates call Rooster, having to make some big saves there on that sequence. 12 saves for him so far. He's a freshman. played for both the Halifax Mooseheads and Moncton Wildcats in the QMJHL last year. Won a league championship with them a season ago, did Rousseau. Cross-ice feed finds Josh Nadeau, but Gustafsson Nyberg puts the body on him. Fowler trying to win it back, but it's Anthony Alain Samaki taking over. That took a bad hop off a stanchion. Gustafsson Nyberg had to push it back into the boards, and out it comes. Swept ahead by Shahan, or checked that was Fraser, and then a chance for Percival to get it back in front, broken up. Max Scott centering feed. Percival is there ahead of Fowler, though. Langlois off glass. Nadeau got a skate to it to find Fowler. Owen Fowler for Nadeau. Tries to send it across, put it right into the skates of Whitcomb, and out it goes. Jeremy Langlois beat Whitcomb to the puck. Jurasevich to Nadeau. Maine comes back in. Fowler got that to the trailer. Sholey, and he just missed.
Tried a little toe drag. Well set up. Left wing to right wing. And Sholey in good shooting position. He missed the net.
Jurasevich gets it to the side of the right circle. Janvaria able to get to Caden Shahan, or make that Mike Murtagh to Whitcomb, and the puck off the heel of his stick. Didn't get on net. Flipped out now by Sully Sholey. Messinio gains the red line, plays back in, hard rim. And a couple players spill. Russell skates out with it. Chipped ahead by Thomas Friel. Messinio is to it first. Friel sealed up the boards. Messinio run into by Russell. Puck's on the far side. It's Trey Scott. Blais could not get it out. Good job to hold in by Lipinski. Jaden Lipinski, Calgary Flames draft pick for Friel. Friel gets tied up though by Trey Scott. Lipinski's there as well, along with Messinio. And now Blais gives to Dezane, and it's Shahan to get it by Holtz and out to center. Russell gave it away, but a little too far in front of Blais. Puck was on edge and couldn't get it. Had a golden opportunity though if he could have. Here comes Brock James. He'll shoot. A stick breaks. It was James' stick. Alain Samaki now gives to Tattle. Richard shoots into the zone. Peterson is there to get it ahead of Tattle. Usero pressured by Muldowney. Marcus one-touches it. Richard broke it up. Peterson has it back again for Maine as we hit the halfway point of the hockey game. A 1-0 UConn lead, but Janvaria came in offside. Richard hadn't quite vacated the zone yet. 9:59 left, second period. UConn 1, Maine 0. This is Hockey East on ESPN+.
Welcome back to a rowdy student section here at Alfond Arena. Every night's a special night in this historic barn, but tonight is particularly special as it's whiteout night. Everybody in attendance tonight got one of these glorious t-shirts courtesy of W.S. Emerson and Hammond Lumber Company, two locally founded businesses. This shirt celebrates Black Bear culture in a number of ways, depicting last year's conference championship winning team, the Naked Five, the Screamin' Black Bears pep band, and of course the legendary 1993 championship winning team. Thanks again to W.S. Emerson and Hammond Lumber Company. Back to you, Jeff and Mike.
Thanks so much, Jonah. Good look at those whiteout shirts, and so much pride and tradition in this University of Maine hockey program, and Ben Barr's really been able to bring it back with a vengeance over these last few years. As Muslik gloves the puck down, decides he's got to hold on to it as he had Thomas Pichette barreling in as that puck shot in from the red line.
Well, that's why you hustle in on the goaltender and force him to make a decision, and that's what you want. Is he going to hang on to it? Well, if he does, you got an end zone face-off, and you got a chance to set yourself up offensively. But hustle plays like that are sometimes the difference in winning hockey games.
Maine won the face-off, but split their own D with it. It goes down to Rousseau. Yuzero to Chabrier. Janvaria gloved down at the red, but Gerrois got it by him, but Janvaria tied him up a little bit and takes an interference penalty.
Well, he kept his feet moving and tried to get by him. Janvaria doesn't allow it, and so Maine will get another power play opportunity, their third of the night.
UConn up 11.
Again, it's a hustle
for
play.
Interference.
Keep your feet moving, force your opponent to do things that he doesn't want to do. You see him hold him up there, kind of prevent him from getting at that puck. He's not eligible to be hit. Once he chips it past the defenseman, you might be able to bump him momentarily, but you can't hold him up like that. So Maine gets their third chance of the night on the power play. 9:37 to go in the second period, and Maine is looking to crack the scoreboard and get up, tie this hockey game up.
Power play is brought to you by Versant Power, powering communities in northern and eastern Maine since 1924. Max Scott able to sweep that to Marcus. Friel, Nadeau, right side. Finds Holtz at the right point. Marcus, top of the left circle. Nadeau on the right. Holt, one-timer by Max Scott. It broke the stick of Tattle. Marcus. Miguel Marcus finds Nadeau across. Marcus, and that pinball away from Friel and Nadeau. Nadeau able to hold the zone. Holt, Marcus, Holt, wrister, doesn't make it through. Scott tries, Musialik the save. Back out to Holt, wrist shot blocked by the dive of Tattle. Holtz hopped his stick, and Ryan Tattle, who's got the new twig, comes in short-handed. He fires the shot well wide. He slips just off the bench and will maintain possession, but that gives Maine a free entry. It's all the way back. Elaine Samaki gives to Brendan Dunphy, who will play a little keep away and send it all the way down.
Well, it's unfortunate for Maine. Mel Downey got his stick broken, so it's 5 on 3.5, if you will, and not able to generate enough offense to solve the puzzle that is Tyler Musialik so far in this hockey game.
Sholey gives to Jurasevich, right side. Yuzero out top. Back to Jurasevich, Yuzero. Loic Yuzero looking for a shooting lane. Jurasevich back to Yuzero. Stopped by Musialik. The whistle goes right as he dropped the puck, although he collected it quickly.
Good hard low shot by Yuzero with Gerrois in front. He gets this puck and just hammers it. Watch the give and go back and forth between Jurasevich and Yuzero. There's Gerrois on the doorstep, and because he's on the doorstep and providing a bit of a screen there, Musialik is not able to handle it cleanly. There's a rebound available momentarily, but he eventually is able to put a glove on that puck and prevent Gerrois from getting a piece of it or getting a stick on it.
15 more seconds in the Maine power play, as no one's able to control it quickly off the draw anyway. UConn finally does. And a penalty's coming on Gerrois for the trip of Percival.
Yeah, reached in, got the stick in the skates of Percival, and
Maine number 22.
2 seconds. UConn will have a standard power play, 5 on 4. Get another look at it in the middle of the ice here as watches Gerrois. Well, man, get a little more than the stick, I guess. Took the feet out from under him. That's a trip every time.
Try to make a hustle play there, but in the end ended up not working out. Gerrois sits for 2 minutes. 4 on 4 for 2 seconds before Janvaria comes out of the box, and it's a UConn power play, and Maine does get it out. Might be a breakaway chance, but Janvaria out of the penalty box is able to collect the puck, and he'll stay on the power play unit.
Janvaria is such a good skater. I mean, that guy is just fleet of foot. He's able to recover and get back and prevent Fowler from getting that puck.
Richard enters the zone. Trey Scott, wrist shot through. It goes wide and quickly cleared out there by Owen Fowler. Good little backhand play. Richard. Richard is Buffalo Sabres draft property. Scott Plays in, that's Trey Scott for UConn. Jurasevich finds the puck and is able to get it just out past Goldownie. Owen Fowler now coming in shorthanded. Fowler centering for Scott, chips the backhander on net. Muslik makes the easy glove save.
A hard-working play on the power play, or on the penalty kill, I should say, between Fowler and Scott. And eventually they get this in as Fowler has the puck, right wing side, backhander, feed to Max Scott, who's driving to the net. Not able to get a lot on it, but he kind of chips this puck towards Muslik and forces him to glove it, get a whistle. Maine's got an offensive zone face-off that they can execute with 1:05 to go in the penalty.
Scholey loses the face-off though against Dzane. And out with it is Kai Janvaria. The one touch to Blais, but he didn't get it into the zone cleanly. Langlois sends back down. Kai Janvaria. Stick handles and finds Shahan on the right. Tries to weave into the zone. Had to give it up and not clean again as Gardula gave it away. Now Scholey, a shorthanded chance, save Muslik. Back out front, but Russell had overskated the slot and UConn comes back 3-on-2. Gardula, as they'll set up Janvaria, top of the slot. Shahan left circle. Shahan down low for Ethan Gardula. Dzane to Shahan. Janvaria, wrister, blocked by Scholey. Shahan to Dzane. Gardula. Gardula again. Pitchforked it across, but out of the reach of Blais as the penalty to Gerrois ends. And he's out of the box. Can he pick up the bank pass? Muslik's out and beat him to it.
Good attempt. They tried to go indirect and allow Gerrois to skate in there. He's just not able to catch up to it. Prior to that, a beautiful saucer pass by Charlie Russell to Scholey with a good opportunity. Russell almost got the rebound there.
He slipped, tried to chip it off of Rousseau, but it went off the outside of the net instead. Tristan Fraser spinning with the puck, takes the hit from Peterson. Still has it, backhands behind. And here's Thomas Pichette, knocked down by Elaine Samaki. And it works its way to the slot. Maine's got it. They can't clear though. Now it does squirt out to center. Pichette at the red line. Tried the shoot in. UConn's got it back. And no icing on the play, so the Huskies get a change. 4.5 minutes left, second period. Still 1-0 Huskies. It's been that way since there was 1:03 left in the first period. Peterson getting it down low. Trey Scott lost the puck though, and UConn has it back. Muldowney couldn't handle the breakout pass. But now Ryan Tattle has the puck, ran into Richard. Muldowney able to pitchfork it deep. Peterson around for Brock James for the clearance.
I think that stunned Tattle. Didn't expect it, ran into his own guy and hit the ice hard.
Messinio to Scott. Trey Scott, that got lost in the linesman's skates on the far side, allowing James to pick it back up and shoot it deep. Marcus looked like he might have taken down Messinio, neither referee with his arm in the air. With the puck now, that is Ryan Tattle. Tattle up to Richard. Bouncing puck, can't settle it. He does get it in, not very far. Max Scott sends all the way in, race for icing. Fowler bumps Janvaria off it, and the pass went just past the stick of Nadeau. Back in again come the Huskies. Whitcomb taken to the boards, allowing Jurasevich to send back to neutral ice. Collected again by Dunphy. And it's Mike Murtagh. All the way around to the near side. Maine has it. Back behind the goal line. Chabrier looking for Fowler. Janvaria and Fowler tie up, and Fowler gets a penalty.
Those guys have been going at it for a little while now, and unfortunately Fowler gets on the wrong side of his check.
Hey, number 12.
Takes down Janvaria. The referee's emphatic about what this call is going to be.
UConn will have a power play again when we come back. They lead 1-0. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Buy official fan gear at the official fan shop of the Black Bears. Bear Necessities Fan Shop, open 24/7 at goblackbears.com/shop. That's goblackbears.com/shop. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Visit your Chick-fil-A location in Bangor today. And if you're buying or selling a home, call the official home team of the Black Bears. Berkshire Hathaway, the Emily Ellis team, and CMG Financial. These all-stars have you covered for all your real estate needs, and they make a donation to Maine Athletics for every sale. Tell them Bananas sent you.
Critical kill for Maine. I know it's an obvious statement. Late stage of the second period. You certainly don't want to go down by 2 to a team like UConn, so Maine is going to have to work hard on this penalty kill, as they've done all night.
This is the 5th power play of the night already for UConn. Closing minutes of the second period. They're 0 for 4, though, on the power play thus far. Tattle trying to drop that back. Friel able to disrupt it. Scholey will get the puck first. Sully Scholey takes it to the corner, and now Percival to Muldowney. Check that, Richard to Muldowney. Trey Scott, Tattle enters the zone, tried to give to Whitcomb, broken up and cleared by Scholey.
Yeah, good structure along the wall. They're understanding that you've just got to get into the passing lane. Scholey does a great job there to do just that, disrupt it, get a 200-foot clear. Allows Maine to reset their penalty killing structure.
Alexandre Blais shoots around for Gardula. Shahan at the goal line, tried to center, kept behind the goal line by Chabrier. Now Langlois picks up the loose puck and has to shield it away. And now back with it, Dezane to Shahan. Gardula didn't play the bank properly. Now the shot comes in on Rousseau. It's stopped. Gardula digs for it, and it's still loose. And now Shahan fans, and Maine gets it out.
Well, Rousseau was vulnerable there. He made a great save, but he couldn't find the rebound, and it squirts back out. Maine very fortunate they're able to clear.
Maine nears its 5th successful penalty kill of the night. Fraser lifts it in, and that did stay in play just barely, as Fowler steps out of the penalty box. UConn is 0 for 5 on the power play now. Will they regret that later? Fowler with the puck in the final minute of the second period. Now Peterson takes over. Bumped off it, though, by Fraser. Crowd wants a penalty, but that was a clean play.
Yeah, that's not even close to a penalty. That's just a hard play by Fraser, and knocks Peterson right to the ice. Comes away with a puck.
Let's see what we have. We're going to get a face-off at center. Looks like they might have stopped the play for a safety issue there, as Brandon Holt had lost a glove, and one of the UConn players was wrapping at that hand.
So we'll get another look. Yeah. He's trying to escape. You see the glove come off there, and watch the swing at the hand. That's an easy way to break a finger or a knuckle, and referees blow it down.
Center ice face-off. They'll force Tattle out of the circle. Richard will take it against Scholey now. Sully Scholey got that to Loic Usereau. Gets it in, but Viking Gustafsson Nyberg takes over. Gives to Messinio. And Messinio up to the neutral zone to take care of the rest of the second period. So horn sounds. Maine with some more successful penalty kills, some decent scoring chances, but they still trail by 1.
Yeah, they got some shots on goal. They had some good looks. They didn't get a lot of sustained offensive zone time, but this is a very tight hockey game, really anybody's game. They avoided the mistake of giving up a goal late in the period as they went on the penalty kill. So They dodged that bullet. It's a 1-0 hockey game going into the third.
So the Black Bears still trailing 1-0. They did get a couple power plays in that period. Were able to successfully kill off another couple of penalties as well, as the only goal so far remains from Joey Muldowney at 18:57 of the first period of play. Now let's send it to our rink reporter, Jonah Smith. He's got Maine co-captain Brandon Holt.
All right, Brandon, I got good news and bad news. Good news, you guys are flawless on the penalty kill. What has allowed that unit to be so successful thus far?
We're sticking to our system, you know. When we're down a man, we have to outwork. We have to work that much harder, and we've been doing a good job of that, trusting each other.
Excellent. The bad news, unfortunately, you guys have not been able to score yet on the power play. How does that unit's approach need to change going forward?
To be honest, I like what we've been doing so far. We're getting a lot of looks. It's just that final piece of putting it in the back of the net.
This is a team right now that is desperate for points. The crowd knows it. They're behind you all the way. How do you keep them in this game for the third period?
Well, we got to get on the board. You know, they're here every night. They're here tonight. We got to get on the board for them.
Excellent. Appreciate the insight, Cap. Go rest up.
Thank you so much, Jonah Smith. We're through 2 periods at Alfond Arena. Your score through 2 is the Connecticut Huskies 1 and the Maine Black Bears 0. Our second Bangor Savings Bank intermission report begins next. You're watching Hockey East on ESPN+. 40 minutes down at Alfond Arena in this rematch of last season's Hockey East Championship game. Right now, the runners-up are leading the champs 1-0 UConn ahead of Maine. This is your Bangor Savings Bank second intermission report. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. We're here to support your goals, your journey, and what matters most to you. Visit Bangor.com or stop by to experience banking with heart. Bangor Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Back in our Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth alongside Mike Toole, I'm Jeff Mannix. No goals in that period, plenty of action. A bright spot for Maine, certainly, though, tonight is its penalty kill.
Yeah, I mean, that has been good. It's had to be good. They've given up far too many penalty, or they've taken far too many penalties in that period. But they're bailing themselves out with a good PK. And Rousseau has been really good here in the second period. A lot of chances on both sides. But we got a tight hockey game going into the third period, and that's the most important thing. Maine's got to find a way to get on the scoreboard, obvious statement. And if they can do that, I like their chances, but it's getting that first one that seems to be so elusive.
Well, let's take a look at those second period highlights. You won't see any goals this period, but that doesn't mean there weren't plenty of chances and plenty of opportunities.
Yeah, on the face-off or on the power play here is Josh Nadeau. He wires it to the middle of the ice, in on Muslik with Gerwa on the doorstep. And then UConn goes back to work. That top line, Richard, Tattle, Muldowney, we talk about endlessly. They get a good chance there. They ring it off the far post. Referee says no goal. Looks like he's right about that. Muldowney again, he's willing to shoot it from anywhere. They can find him. He finds soft ice. He gets to a soft area, I should say. And he's very, very dangerous. This is Jake Percival, tries the cross-ice pass. Maine's able to defend that. Maine goes back to work on the offense. There's Owen Fowler over to Marcus. Puck's a little bit in his feet. He's not able to get the quick release. Usero back and forth with Jurasevic. Now he hammers it in on the goal. There's Gerwar again on the doorstep looking for the rebound. Nice little saucer pass there by Charlie Russell. A little bit in the feet of Sholey. He's able to get it up to his stick, get a shot away, and subsequent to that, Russell had a rebound opportunity not to be as UConn goes back to work. That's Caden Shahan with an opportunity there, and that's where we stand 1-0 after one period. But Maine is looking for that elusive first goal. You get the feeling like if they can get that first one, they may be able to chip a couple more in, but it starts with getting that first one, and so far they've just not been able to do it.
Now, Maine was able to turn around the shots on goal, which they lost in the first period 10-8. They were better than that, 10-5. They bested UConn, so they've got the lead now in shots on goal. Maine able to get a few more of those shots through to Tyler Muslick in that second period.
Yeah, they were able to do that, but you know, UConn they're such a good skating team. They swarm you. You know, you don't get a lot of sustained time in the offensive zone that leads to second chance opportunities. There haven't been a lot of that in that period. You're right, Jeff. They have had a couple of good looks. But Maine is most effective when they're in on the forecheck and they're able to, you know, cycle that puck, get the first shot on goal, get the rebound, and so forth. So far, UConn doing a pretty good job of limiting that for Maine.
When we continue on the Bangor Savings Bank Intermission Report, you'll see the latest Hockey East plays of the week. The UConn Huskies lead the Maine Black Bears 1-0. You're watching Hockey East on ESPN+.
Eggeter, 2 against 3. Eggeter going behind the net. Wraparound pass, shot, they score! What a play by Eggeter. And he put it right onto the stick of Massimo Lombardi. It's a 4-1 Vermont lead. Beautiful goal for the Catamounts.
Merrill added to power play 1 a couple of games ago. Yzerman scores! Yzerman with his 14th career power play goal, and oh, did he need that one? Tie game 2 apiece.
Forside feed back to Sawyer, they score. Join the party they have. Logan Sawyer scores goal number 12, and it's 6 unanswered.
Made a couple of big saves. It was right after. Yeah, turnover. Yeah. BC had gotten on the board. They score! It's Higgins again. Back door along the near side. He bangs it home. Make it 3-0 BC. Left to the net. Yzerman denied. Sacker, did he get a piece of that as that puck went over the crossbar?
Oh my, what action end to end. Some great saves, some near misses, and the fans are having fun.
Hockey East on ESPN Plus as we wind towards the third period. The University of Connecticut Huskies lead the Maine Black Bears by a score of 1-0. Let's get our Black Bear quote of the week, which is presented by University Credit Union, where Black Bears bank. This week it is Maine women's hockey alternate captain Michaela Border, who says this team has been working hard all season and we can't wait to show our fans how it's paid off. Saturday's a huge night for us because we celebrate the seniors on top of the annual Fill the Steins game, and Maine does indeed play their final home game of the season tomorrow afternoon against the New Hampshire Wildcats here at Alfond Arena at 1 o'clock. As the lights are down and the teams are about ready to come out, let's look at the Hockey standings heading into the night. The Providence Friars have started to put some real distance between themselves and everybody else. An 8-point lead on both Boston College and UConn, while Maine sits in a 3-way tie for 6th place with, well, the next 2 opponents after this weekend against UConn.
Yeah, that's right. Good chance to separate yourself from them, but really Maine's got to climb the standings, and unless, you know, if you don't, you're going to be in that play-in game or the preliminary round game at home on a Wednesday night. The way it lines up right now, it would be Maine versus New Hampshire, which would be fun. But
sure,
if you can avoid having to play that extra game, I think if you're Maine, you really want to try to do that. But it feels like it's going to be quite a battle to climb the standings much higher than, well, 4th is attainable. You're just going to have to start winning some games. There's so many points on the line, and you can't have these 1-point or, you know, no-point weekends from here on out. You really got to string some games together. And, you know, when you hit the playoffs, you got to be playing your best hockey. We talk about it every year. And Maine has really yet to do that on a consistent basis. You're looking for that consistency of effort, consistency of the game plan. And tonight is a game that I think Maine is pretty much sticking to their game plan. They're playing with a lot of energy. They're doing the things that lead to success. They've just not been able to get the puck back past Muslik yet. But we got 20 minutes to go, and a long ways.
And before that third period, let's take a spin around Hockey East, presented by Citgo. Citgo top-tier tri-clean gasoline gets you where you're going. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. 2-2 between Boston College and Merrimack in North Andover after 2. UNH leading BU at Whittemore Center after 2. Northeastern and Providence are tied after 2 at Schneider Arena. They've just started the third period at the Gutterson Fieldhouse in Burlington. UMass Lowell and Vermont are tied at 1. Everybody's close on a Friday night late in the season in Hockey East. What could be better?
It seems like it's like that every year. You come down and, there's not a lot that separate these teams from a point standpoint, from a talent standpoint. It's what makes the conference so great top to bottom, and literally anybody can win on any given night.
Our third period opening face-off brought to you by Maine Trailer, the official trailer and storage container company of the Black Bears. Huskies playing their first game against the Black Bears since Maine beat them for the Hockey East Championship in March of 2025 at TD Garden in Boston. Muslik smothers the puck. He was the one who was in net in that Hockey East Championship game and got rung up for the 5 goals. But he's been excellent this year. He's in his second season at UConn, drafted in 2022 in the 6th round by the Florida Panthers, and was recruited with high fanfare to the University of New Hampshire, but he never really was able to win consistent time in net in those 2 seasons. He hit the transfer portal. He was brought in by the University of Connecticut, and he has really paid them back with excellent play ever since he stepped on campus in Stores.
Yeah, he's been really solid. 2.16 goals against, 930 save percentage. Those are really good numbers.
Josh Nadeau able to get the pass back to Peterson. Now Holt loads it up, but the shot's blocked by Tattle, and it stung him. And now Holt knocked down. Puck's held in, though, by Fowler. Brandon Holt has a hold of it. Holt, centering feed, got broken up as it bounced over a Maine stick after it looked like a UConn stick, able to deflect it.
Tried to go back to Fowler as he was rotating to the net. That was a pretty good play as Holt went all the way from right wing to left wing and threw it back across. Fowler was there. You're right, he got somebody's stick and hopped over the stick of Fowler.
Now, a little bit of a late whistle there, but the play was offside against UConn. You probably saw Ryan Tattle wrap the stick on the ice in frustration, but that play was definitely offside. Our broadcast position's pretty much right on that blue line, so we had a good view of it. Put the face-off in front of the UConn bench, just outside that UConn blue line. Scholey and Murtagh getting ready to take this face-off. Charlie Russell able to get the tip into the zone. UConn able to take the puck back. Whitcomb turns, Friel batted it down with the glove, but Mike Murtagh's got it. Murtagh's brother Jack scored a goal against Maine last Friday as he plays for Boston University. Scored BU's first goal in that 3-2 overtime win at Agganis Arena a week ago. Messinio sends the puck wide, and now Gardula couldn't handle it on the backhand off the end boards. Cleared away. Messinio gloves back down, rips it right back in. Rousseau slowed it down. Loic Usero gives to Brandon Chabrier. Back to Usero. On it here is Pichette. Make that Calafiri, giving to Lipinski. Messinio just able to get there ahead of Miguel Marcus. Shot in by Caden Shahan for the Huskies. Jaden Lipinski can rush out with some room left side. Lipinski into the zone for Calafiri. He will put it on net from the tight angle. Muslik with the stop. Jurasevich to Langlois. Trying to get away from Blay. Did a good job of tying up the stick. Give it away, and a save by Muslik on Lipinski. Calafiri tries, and that one doesn't get on goal. Now Calafiri again. That one did get through, and Muslik with another save. And now UConn ices it to relieve pressure.
Really good job by Lipinski to get his stick in the passing lane. It ends up right on his stick in a beautiful scoring area. Muslik makes a good save. They get the puck down low. There's Calafiri with the putback attempt, but he's on his backhand. Doesn't get a heck of a lot on it. And he turns and fires. Muslik is forced to make another save. A pretty good shift by those guys that time, as UConn is forced to ice it. So you send out the Komarov line, your top forechecking line. See if you can create a little bit of chaos in front of Muslik.
And Gerrois run into. Nice breakup on the play there by Alexandre Blay. Another UConn player grad from the QMJHL. He played for the Rimouski Oceanic last season. Holt shoots that in. It's Percival back on the puck. Out with it is Tabor Heaslip. Heaslip into the offensive zone. Heaslip. And that one works its way out front, but Gerrois has it. Will Gerrois gain the red line? Komarov runs into his man there, Tabor Heaslip. Good hit by Pichette. That time on Fraser as Gerrois shoots around and in. Komarov's got it. Oscar Komarov shoots it. Save that time by Muslik.
Yeah, great job there by Komarov. Picks up the penalty. Komarov, nice move to get to the net front. Nice deceptive move as we get another look at it. Watch him cut to the middle, step around the defender right there, gets a good shot there, and force them to defend, force them to take penalties. Maine gets their fourth power play opportunity of the night as you look at Brendan Dunphy in the penalty box for slashing. Maine really needs to convert on this power play. They're a little dry the last couple of weekends.
Power play is brought to you by Versant Power, powering communities in northern and eastern Maine since 1924. Maine's fourth opportunity of the game. 0 for 3 thus far. They were 0 for 3 last Friday at BU as well. Now Ryan Tattle backhands all the way down.
Yeah, great play by Tattle. He just, he's aggressive out at the point. You got Nadeau out on the point, a forward, not used to necessarily playing that position. Applies the pressure, takes the puck away, bodies him, gets the puck, sends it down ice.
And now Max Scott got a hold of the puck. Friel to Nadeau, side of the right circle. Holt out top. Marcus left side. Miguel Marcus looking for a passing lane, gives to Holt. Now back to Holt, he snaps his stick off that pass from Nadeau, and now it's in by Tattle on Rousseau, who's got to cover it up.
Yeah, good play by Tattle. He forces Rousseau to have to hang on, so Maine will have to execute a face-off in their own zone on the power play. As watches Brandon Holt dishes over to Nadeau, back to Holt. The one-timer, watches Twig break there, so now he's vulnerable to attack as Ryan Tattle has the puck and gets it down ice. Unfortunate there for Maine. We've seen that happen a few times tonight. Broken sticks on the power play.
Russell run into by Percival and knocked down as Jake Percival takes the puck, shoots it in. Gerrois bumped by Heaslip. Will Gerrois has to circle back with it and give to Loic Usero. Usero hands off to Russell. Charlie Russell to Jurasevich. Russell keeps it going. Sholey slowed it down. Yuzero can't get back to the left point in time to keep it alive. Sholey turns it back toward the offensive zone. Gerrois to Jurasevich. Jams on the brakes, lost it out to neutral ice. Yuzero, 15 seconds in the power play. Russell gets the entry and falls, allowing Messinio to clear, and that'll pretty much kill off the penalty to Brendan Dunphy.
Yeah, never really got into their setup on that sequence. They did initially, but had the bad luck with the whole break of the stick. Since then, they've just not been able to get set up. UConn just adjusts so quickly to what's happening out there. They fill those lanes, they force you to rush, and you turn the puck over and they send it down ice.
13:57 left in the third. Still 1-0 Huskies. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Get an inside look at Black Bear Athletics at the Black Bear Coaches Show. Wednesday nights at 6 at the Sea Dog Brewing Company in Bangor. If you can't make it in person, tune in on the Black Bear Sports Network, the Black Bear Nation app, or go blackbears.com. This game is brought to you in part by Dirigo Pines, where it's not like home, it is home. Dirigo Pines makes senior living simple. Start planning your retirement today by contacting Jenna Bean to schedule a visit. And tonight's game is brought to you in part by UniFirst, proud supplier of uniforms to the University of Maine and businesses throughout the state for over 50 years.
Maine in the lead right now in shots on goal, 22-16 unofficially with 13:57 left. Need more shots, you need more chaos in front of Muslik. As we said, is two of the keys to our game at the beginning of the show.
Jurasevich just missed the net on a one-timer from the right point. He's got the puck again, tries again, and that one redirected just wide. Muldowney can't clear. James to Langlois, gets it across. Pichette won the 50-50 puck. Komarov takes down Messinio, and the puck finds its way to Muldowney of UConn. James put the body on him. Muldowney went right through it. Tattle back toward the point. Gustafsson, Nyberg, the shot's too high. Jurasevich to Pichette. Thomas Pichette able to get it in. Messinio, or check that, Muslik behind his net. And the puck bounds around. Back onside. Gardula shot, saved by Rousseau. Rebound hacked to the near corner. Marcus to Holtz. Holt hit hard by Whitcomb. And a big hit, but a penalty against the Huskies. Rousseau stopped the shot anyway on Murtagh, but Maine is going back to the power play.
Yeah, this is Ethan Gardula. He just buried Lucas Peterson in the corner. He's going to pick up a boarding call. I believe that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a minor. Maine's going to have their 5th power play of the evening.
13, minor penalty for boarding.
So it is indeed Ethan Gardula of the box as we take another look at the play.
Yeah, Holt takes a big hit from Whitcomb and then it goes into the corner. Now watch Peterson just get buried. Did he get the hands up? Is that what the call was? So,
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to take a hit to make a play. Lucas Peterson willing to take that punishment, draw the penalty, and Maine has really got to convert here. I know it's obvious statement by me. I make a lot of obvious statements, over time. Some less obvious once in a while.
Sometimes. The power play is brought to you by Versant Power, powering communities in northern and eastern Maine since 1924. Maine down 1. 12.5 minutes to go in the third. Nadeau able to get it to Max Scott. Across it goes. Unable to shoot was Marcus. Marcus will try now and miss the net.
Yeah, boy, you go cross ice like that. A one-timer is so effective, but Marcus is not able to settle it.
Nadeau to Marcus. Holtz. Marcus. Miguel Marcus. Holtz over to Scholey, now they'll work that back again to Holt. Marcus across. Nadeau didn't handle it. It was into his skates.
That was the play right there. Well set up. I just couldn't handle it cleanly.
Percival doing a good job wrapping at the puck to get it deep. UConn gets fresh penalty killers on. Holt to Scholey. Sully Scholey to Russell. Marcus gets it to Yuzero. Yuzero downhill. He shoots it. Save Musialik. And it's between his pads.
That's a nice play by Yuzero. That's a hard pass by Marcus. And Yuzero does a great job fielding it cleanly and just drives to the front of the net. As you see from above, Musialik is out at the top of his crease to field that puck as it comes in on him kind of softly from that point. But good little sequence there. Yuzero get good hands. That's a hard pass that they have to handle from short distance.
Power play unit is Scholey, Yuzero, Russell, Jurasevich, and Gerwa. On the kill for UConn is Gustafson, Nyberg, Massinio, Percival, and Heaslip. Massinio digs the puck out of the corner, didn't clear it. Yuzero to the top of the slot. Over to Jurasevich. Now Scholey. Jurasevich, one-timer, blocked by Heaslip. Percival takes the loose puck and might get a break. Percival. Save Rousseau. And now it's Russell. Still time on the power play. Scholey. Scholey. Good play by Elaine Samaki to knock it away as he tried to cut inside the goal. Jurasevich, one-timer, that's Yuzero. It's blocked by Elaine Samaki. Gardula's out of the box behind the D. Gardula scores! Ethan Gardula scores for the second game in a row, and UConn adds to its lead.
Well, he's coming out of the box, and unfortunately at a really good time for them. Unfortunate for Maine as Tattle just sends it up to Gardula, who's come out of the box, and then he just goes 5-hole. And man, with 10:37 left, a 2-0 game, Maine struggling offensively to score after a pretty good power play in terms of puck movement, shots on goal, opportunities, looks at the net, all happening for Maine. They turn the puck over. Unfortunately, it goes to the wrong guy, Tattle, and Gardula is able to get in behind the defense as his penalty expires, and there you see the result right there. Prior to that, Percival had a terrific chance as Jurasevich tried to prevent him from getting to the puck, getting it out. Overcommitted. Percival is able to get it past him. He creates a good opportunity, unable to score, but UConn impressive shorthanded, and then as the penalty expires, they get a series of things that happen in their favor. They get the puck in the right area, to the right guy at the right time, and results in a 2-0 lead, which feels like it's going to be hard to overcome for Maine at this point. But 10:20 to go, still plenty of time.
Carlin Dezane. That play was ruled to be offside, so UConn has to retreat. Calafieri enters the zone and shoots the shot wide. Nearing 10 minutes to go in the third period. UConn sends into the main end. Rousseau to Holtz. James to Komarov. Oscar Komarov. James jams it deep. Dunphy to Gardula. Peterson takes it back at the red line. Komarov into the offensive zone. Shoots around looking for Marcus. He's able to seal it up. Sends in front. Wrong side of James. Lipinski blocked down by Percival, or make that Whitcomb. And Tattle gets it into the main zone. Peterson sends right back out to James, who got it toward the front, and Musialik gets to the puck in front of Lipinski and gets the whistle.
Tried to time it. Lipinski's on the net drive. Get to the front of the net. James puts it there, but Musialik's able to corral it before Lipinski can get a stick on it.
Ethan Gardula has made it 2-0 in favor of UConn. You're watching Hockey East on ESPN+. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is a local family-owned company that has been serving Maine communities for over 40 years. Proudly voted Bangor's best cleaning and restoration company since 2015. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Oakhurst Dairy. Kindness, goodness, Maineness. Learn more at oakhurstdairy.com. And tonight's game is brought to you in part by Down East Orthopedic Associates, the official orthopedic provider of the Black Bears. Joey Muldowney and Ethan Gardula, the goal scorers for UConn. Tyler Muslick with 24 saves on 24 shots thus far.
Ryan Tattle with both assists. That top line just dangerous.
As Maine gets it deep into the offensive zone, Scott run to the boards by Gustafson Nyberg, and now Elaine Samaki, who also picked up an assist on that Gardula goal, gets the puck up ahead. It is Richard to Tattle, and getting there ahead of Muldowney behind the net was Jurasevich. Fowler a little behind Langlois. He's got a retreat to retrieve. And again, Maine not very clean with the breakout.
Yeah, it's puck precision. We talk about that. These are small mistakes, but you know, they prevent you from getting into the flow offensively when you have to go back to get a puck that is not in the right spot. You're not able to advance it quickly. And UConn, they're on you. They just swarm you. They just don't allow you to wheel. They don't allow you to create a lot of space. They anticipate very well, and they're very good skaters. So you see those windows, if they open, they close pretty quickly.
Lucas Peterson to Marcus. Peterson wrapped at it to get it in. Marcus to James. Now Peterson, a little head fake. Great moves. He shoots. It's stopped. Rebounds loose. Muslick. It's still loose in the crease. And Maine knocks it wide. James, and that's out of the reach of Yuzero and out to center.
Wild sequence. Nobody can get a handle on it.
Kind of night it's been for Maine.
Yeah, it is kind of that night. Yeah, you're right.
Blay to Shahan, who turns it out to center. Holtz picks the puck up. Marcus touches back for Chabrier, but Shahan outraces him. To Zane, gave away to Friel. Back with the puck, though, is Trey Scott. Dunphy. Blay got a touch on it to get it in. Holt to Chabrier. And now Sholey loses it as he tried to exit the zone. A save by Rousseau that time on Alexandre Blay. Shahan had it wrapped away from him. And now Friel gained the red line, got it in. Muslick around the glass. Russell loses to Gustafson Nyberg, and now out with this is Murtagh. He tried to get it again from Gardula, cut off by Yuzero. Elaine Samaki got it through to Rousseau, who made the save despite the screen set by Whitcomb.
Well, you get the feeling like Maine's going to have to take some chances here, unfortunately. As we get a look at this sequence as the puck comes in on Russo one more time, and Jurasevich gets engaged with Whitcomb to force him out of the crease area and remind them that they're just not going to allow him to get in on Russo and stand over him. So Maine is probably going to have to take some chances offensively. See if they can get lucky. If you get one, then now you're in business. It's 6:35 to go. It's a 2-goal game, but if you get fortunate enough to get one, then you're in position where you could pull your goaltender with, you know, meaningful time left. You might be able to pull this off.
Play has been whistled dead. We'll do the face-off again inside the Maine zone, it would appear. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Pepper's Landing. Check out their lunch, dinner, and gluten-free menu at pepperslanding.com or stop by one of their 3 locations in Old Town, Brunswick, and Ogunquit. Looks like they'll put this face-off outside the zone this time. Tattle against Scott. Max Scott has the 5th best face-off percentage of any regular face-off taker in Hockey East. Maine looks to get the puck out. Max Scott cannot get it beyond the blue line. Richard got it down low for Tattle, poked off his stick, and Nadeau exits to Fowler.
Ooh.
And Fowler got run into the Maine bench with that heavy hit.
Solid hit. Elaine Samaki, I believe that was. Just had the right leverage on Owen Fowler as he got to the Maine bench. He just got lifted up over the wall, deposited into the Maine bench area.
And Albin Boya's lap on the Maine bench. Peterson slashed at there. That forced the turnover as he slipped. Shot deflected with the stick by Rousseau. Komarov gets it in. Muslik. Messinio, a little out of his reach, but he did get it back. Glove down by Percival. Maine takes possession again. Jurasevich to Komarov. UConn looking to clear, and Shahan does the job. Percival whips it back in again. Jurasevich back to get the puck as we near 5 minutes to go in regulation. Frank Jurasevich. Long pass ahead and tipped on by Calafieri. Muslik melts it down. 4:54 left in the third. It's 2-0 UConn leading Maine. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Hammond Lumber Company is a 4th-generation family-owned company with 34 locations and over 1,200 employees across Maine and New Hampshire. For more information, stop in or visit them online at hammondlumber.com. The Maine-New Hampshire border battle presented by Buffalo Wild Wings is the hottest rivalry in college sports. Visit goblackbears.com/border battle for updates and special offers all season long. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports. Also brought to you by Northeast Driving School, the #1 driving school in the greater Bangor area, online at bangor-driving-school.com. From the Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth, need tires or auto service? Head to Twin City Tire and Service on Wilson Street in Brewer, online at twincitytireme.com, or call 207-989-TIRE. Mike Toole is alongside me. Our rink reporter is Jonah Smith. I am Jeff Mannix. A 2-0 lead for the UConn Huskies over the Maine Black Bears at Alfond Arena in the first game of this Valentine's weekend set. The first meeting since Maine beat UConn for the Hockey East Championship last season at TD Garden.
It is Valentine's weekend, but I'm not really feeling the love, Jeff. You know what I mean?
Indeed. These two teams have certainly developed a healthy rivalry over the years. UConn, the latest entrant into Hockey East in 2014. And they've had a lot of success against Maine ever since joining the conference.
Yeah, that is 100% true. I remember the first time they came up here thinking, oh, Maine should handle these guys. Nope. They've been tough since they've been in the league, at least very tough on Maine.
Percival. Pichette rather, misses the net there on Muslik. The Huskies able to clear. Maine trailing 2-0, 4 minutes left in regulation. Jurasevich to Brandon Holt. He'll whip it in. Gardula was to it first, Messinio. And Murtagh looks to clear, can't get it out. Now it will just get over the blue line. Jurasevich sends right back in. Messinio off glass. Gardula takes the hit from Jurasevich to make the play. Holt gets it back in again.
Might see Russo leave the ice a little earlier than normal as they try to overcome a 2-goal deficit.
2 blocks there by UConn. One from long range, one from short. Holt can't keep it in the zone. Jurasevich at the center circle. 3 minutes left. He sends in, bounds hard right back out front, but it's Fraser to get to it first. Peterson cannot keep the puck in, and then he gets absolutely run over by Tabor Heaslip. Percival sends back ahead, now gloves down, and takes the hit from Sholey. Maine able to jam the puck to neutral ice. Friel sends in, Muslik again catches. Rousseau to the bench, extra attacker on with 2:28 to go as the puck leaves the ice.
Yeah, it's fortunate for Maine because Rousseau was leaving. UConn had the puck. And fortunately for Maine, they sent it in their crowd. That allows Maine to get the people they want on the ice, to get into their face-off setup. You see who he sends out.
And Ben Barr will take his timeout.
Yeah, it's good use of the timeout
Maine,
right there.
timeout, Maine.
You got to figure it out. You got to make sure everybody understands what needs to be done, know their assignment. It really starts with winning the face-off. There's no doubt he's going to send out probably Max Scott to take that draw. Let's see. Now he's got the Komarov line on the ice, which makes sense because they've been their most effective line, especially from a forechecking standpoint.
You see both Rick Bennett and Ben Barr giving instruction there. Rick Bennett, the new assistant coach this season with Maine, responsible for the forward group there. And there's Mike Cavanaugh, the UConn coach. He's been their coach the entire time they've been in Hockey East. Joined them a year earlier in 2013. He's from the Jerry York coaching tree. He was an assistant at Boston College before taking the job at UConn. And a reminder that this timeout was brought to you by the official jeweler of the Black Bears, Designs by Aaron, where Maine goes to get engaged.
You think he might have picked up a thing or two from Jerry over the years?
You would think so. You would think so. Also a former captain of the Bowdoin Polar Bears in Division III here in Maine. Graduated from that school in Brunswick, Maine in 1990. Brandon Holt shoots Nadeau there with the shot, but Muslik another save. He's bidding for his third shutout of the season. Nadeau shoots it, another save, Muslik. Rebound pushed to the blue line, not out. Nadeau, remember, net empty here for Maine. Marcus to Holt. Holt shoots it, just missed. Scott tried to bank it in front. Muslik's down and is able to cover.
I think Scott was going for the bank off the goaltender. He's below the goal line, throws it back in front. Tries to get off the back of Muslik, unable to do so. Quite a scramble there as players collide as you get another look at it. Holt looks off the pass to the right to Marcus, ends up shooting it on net. And this is Thomas Friel digging for that puck. A couple of blue sweaters in front to defend, a couple of white sweaters. Thomas Friel is the guy in closest. Max Scott tries to get in there. Unable to locate it, and Muslik is able to cover up.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Martin's Surplus and Salvage. With 13 locations throughout Maine, you'll never have to say, I should have bought it when I saw it at Martin's. Komarov wins the draw to Sholey, who took the shot quickly. Muldowney got a stick on it to deflect it wide, and UConn clears the zone. And Yuzero able to win the puck away from Muldowney. Loic Yuzero loses. It's Richard. Pass deflected. Tattle tried for the empty net, blocked by Jurasevich.
Yeah, why not? You're over the red line. Tattle might as well take the shot. I mean, fortunately back there, somebody blocked it.
Gerrois with the possession play there. Charlie Russell has the puck. Russell from behind the empty net.
Huskies just don't allow you to wheel.
Komarov backhands it deep. It's Messinio to it first, slaps it hard around. Komarov able to seal it up, keep it in the corner. Down to the final minute. Friel taking off his stick. Richard will just kill time in the corner. As it's still down there. That's killed off about 10 seconds down in that corner. UConn is so good at this. They killed 20 seconds in that corner. Holt tried to get it in front. Muslik stopped. Jurasevich couldn't get it through.
Can't get it through. You're absolutely right. There's just no lane. They adjust to it. Front that shot. Get it out of the zone. 23 seconds left. Maine just can't even get into their setup right now.
Holt lost it. Josh Nadeau back to get it. Maine's got one more rush but needs 2 goals. Given away to Heaslip. Jurasevich goes behind the net with it. The best road team in all of college hockey gets an empty net goal with 1.7 to go.
Not going to count.
Oh, it's not going to count.
Offside.
Ooh, hadn't cleared the zone yet.
Yeah.
So Maine lucks out a little bit there, but UConn came into the night with the best road winning percentage of any Division I team at 9-1-1. That only loss, by the way, was on opening night of the season at Colorado College as we get another look.
Well, their style of play leads to success. You know, it's just a really good style to play on the road. It translates to no matter what rink you're playing at, whether you're at home or on the road. The way they play, the swarming style, they just don't allow you time and space to wheel around and, you know, look for options. They just really eliminate your ability to get to open ice, and just kind of a smothering forechecking style that they have.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Fitch Company, electrical and control systems engineering, and a proud partner of the University of Maine Black Bears. So Maine is shut out for the 5th time this season. That is the most since Ben Barr's first year at Maine, when his team was shut out 7 times. As Tyler Muslik with 32 saves for his 3rd clean sheet of the season. Let's get it down to our rink reporter, Jonah Smith, with the winning coach, Mike Cavanaugh.
Thanks, guys. Coach Cavanaugh, your UConn Huskies are scorching hot. 10 out of your last 12. What's been the key to the success in these last dozen?
Well, we're just trying to play connected hockey. You know, whatever zone we're in, if it's in our defensive zone or offensive zone, we want to have 5 guys connected.
You managed to come into a hostile environment tonight and completely eliminate the opposing offense. Can you speak to your team's execution on the defensive game plan?
Well, I think we did a nice job on the penalty kill. I thought that, you know, defensively we limited them to perimeter stuff and tried to protect the front of our net.
Safe to say after tonight, this Black Bears team is going to be starving for points. How can you motivate your team to keep the foot on the gas and go for the sweep tomorrow night?
Well, it's, you know, we're in the crunch time right now. Every point's precious, so our guys will be ready to go, and I know they will be. It'll be another good game tomorrow night.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Great win. Excited to see how things unfold tomorrow. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Jonah Smith, as we begin our Bangor Savings Bank post-game show. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. We're here to support your goals, your journey, and what matters most to you. Visit Bangor.com or stop by to experience banking with heart. Bangor Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. So Maine held off the score sheet tonight in a playoff-style game, but the UConn Huskies, they made the NCAA tournament for the first time in program history last year. They're taking big steps to going back this year.
They play a very complete style of play, and you heard Coach Cavanaugh say it. That's a perfect way to describe it. They stay connected. That means, you know, whenever you have the puck, you have options because guys are working hard to make themselves available. You're supporting the puck defensively. You're never out of position. You're limiting chances to the outside. I mean, the way he's describing his team is exactly what you saw unfold here tonight. And, you know, I don't have any quibble with Maine's effort. I thought they worked hard all night long. They did a lot of good things. They got pucks to the net. They didn't get a ton of second chance opportunities when they were available. You know, Muslik was able to eventually find the puck and prevent any real damage. So you'd have to say that UConn is just, you know, look, the better team won tonight. There's just no getting around it. Maine, you know, just couldn't keep up with them in the key areas, in the key times of the game. That game by, the goal, I should say, by Muldowney at the end of the first period, that hurt. And then giving up that goal to Gardula at the end of the power play as he got in behind your defense. That's just, somewhat bad luck, but just a little bit of lack of awareness for Maine to understand what was happening and look around you and realize the penalties expired. Somebody can get behind you. You give up possession, turn the puck over, quick transition up ice, and you see the results. So Maine just did not have enough of that offensively to combat what UConn had offensively. Although Maine outshot them in the game, I think. We don't see it now, but I think it was something like 26-18, somewhere in that range.
It ended up 32-20.
Okay, all right. So so there was quite a bit of shot advantage, but the quality of the shots, where they came from, when Maine did get the puck in the high danger area, they didn't get a great shot away, didn't get as good a look, didn't have the time to do it. And so you have to tip your cap to your opponent and say, well, there's a reason for that. They just didn't allow it.
Yeah, and to make matters worse here for Maine, when they didn't score tonight and lose, all the results around them are going against them tonight, too. Merrimack's about to beat Boston College at home. They're up 4-2 in the final minute. Northeastern might be about to beat Providence. At Providence, they're up 3-2 with 2 minutes left in the game.
Oh boy.
UMass Lowell has won tonight over Vermont. UNH has won tonight over BU. So Maine is going to start tomorrow, most likely in 8th place and only 2 points ahead of 11th.
Yikes. Yeah, that's not exactly what you want to see. You want to be playing your best hockey. And look, like I said, I think they were playing decent hockey. It's just, you gotta recognize a team like UConn, just like what we saw with Providence here a couple of weeks ago. These teams are going in the right direction. Maine's sort of, idling and sort of not getting out of their own way at times. And, unfortunately, that's the kind of year that they're having. It's been very uneven, as we've said many times before. And nights like this, you come up against an experienced team like UConn. Didn't have a lot of freshmen out there. They had a few, of course, but they're a deep, experienced team from line 1 to line 4. Everybody's dangerous, and you can't take a shift off. Not that Maine did take any shifts off. I didn't think they did that, but you just saw there's a gap that the top 2 or 3 teams in the league are starting to separate. Your Providence, UConn, Boston College. They're elite, and Maine is aspiring to that. They're not quite there yet.
Not quite there yet. They'll take another crack at it tomorrow night on Valentine's Day. It'll be another 7 o'clock face-off here at Alfond Arena. Of course, we'll be here for that on a busy Valentine's Day here on the University of Maine campus. The first of 3 ESPN Plus broadcasts tomorrow is from here at Alfond as the Maine Black Bears play their final home game of the regular season in women's hockey against the UNH Wildcats for that Buffalo Wild Wings border battle. That'll be 1 o'clock right here on ESPN Plus. Now for our rink reporter, Jonah Smith, my broadcast partner, Mike Toole, for Ryan and Marissa and everybody else behind the scenes, I'm Jeff Mannix, reminding you for one final time, your final score tonight, the Connecticut Huskies 2, the Maine Black Bears 0. Thanks for watching Hockey East on ESPN Plus.